Shalom Baraka, Mispaka, peace and blessings, family. In this video, we're going to be talking about the electromagnetic field of the body, which is indeed the spirit, the part of the spirit, the layers of the spirit that radiate outside of the body, also known as the aura or the bioelectric field of our bodies. And this spirit is what connects our mind to our body. It's all, one connection. Your mind, your body, your soul is all one connection. There's all links between each. And we're going to explain that everybody has a visible aura around their body, and it's different colors, it's different shapes. You understand? And if a person has long hair, their aura will be more extreme, right? Because they have more antennas that are attracting more energy, more vibration. And different emotions, different brain waves also affect the color of the aura. So if you have a purple aura like this brother right here, that's very good. That means he is enlightened. Maybe he just learned something new. His brain, when you learn something new, you have a 700 hertz brain wave in the brain, which is a very, very high frequency brain wave, and it turns your entire electromagnetic field purple, because purple is the most high vibrational color that's on the color spectrum. Now, as you can see, this woman here, she has a very large aura, like I said, because the hair makes the aura, more extreme around the body. And it's mostly red and orange, which means she's very passionate about something, or it could mean she's very angry or lustful. This is a low vibrational color. Red is a very low vibrational color, and her brain wave is probably very low at the moment. It could be anger. If it was anger, it'd be very, very solid red. So I don't think it's anger. If it was lust, it would be more red. So she might just be a passionate person. That's the frequency that her body is just giving off. Let's break it down more, how this is actually your spirit and how your spirit is shown through it. Now, let me explain why you're seeing these, because most people, their eyes cannot see auras. I can see it a little bit, but I cannot see colors. I can only see a person. Like, how if it's hot outside, you got the heat waves, that's what I see around people if I look very closely. And sometimes I can see white. I can see brightness, or I can see darkness around a person, but I cannot see colors. Now, I have a friend who actually can see literal colors around people. Now, the reason why our eyes cannot see auras, we can only see to 750 terahertz, while auras, they vibrate at about 800 to 1,000 terahertz, which is beyond our visual range, and we cannot see them. However, you have good eyes or spiritual, high enlightened spiritual sense, you can see auras. I can only see them a little bit, like I said, but I cannot see the colors. Now I have a friend who can actually see them completely, colors and all, of everything. Humans are not the only thing that has auras. Every living thing has an aura, and all things in general, even a rock, right, a piece of dirt, it all has an aura, but it's more intense in living things like plants and animals. But it's extremely more intense in humans, because humans have complex emotions. We have a soul, and we have complex brain waves that actually make our frequencies higher. See, even plants have an aura, but they're not as big as, humans. But see, this leaf has, a visible electromagnetic field around it, right? A visible bioelectric field. And this apple as well. Apples, fruits and vegetables, they have the highest electromagnetic field out of food that we eat. That's why I said in one of my videos, fruits and vegetables are the true soul food, because when you eat food, your soul actually consumes the bioelectric field of the food that you eat. Now, people not trying to hear that. Why do you think fasting is called afflicting your soul? You're afflicting your soul because you're not giving your soul any bioelectric field. Every food that you eat has a bioelectric field, and that your soul eats the bioelectric field, while your physical body, just absorbs the nutrients and the protein and, the things of that nature. But your soul absorbs the bioelectric field of the food, which adds to your radiation, your light. If a person is dying because of starvation, their light will be very small. Now, if a person just ate a good healthy meal, their light will be very big. This is a scientific fact. Now, the reason why we can see these things is because, there's certain technology that is available that you can sit down and take your picture, and the technology can actually see light waves beyond ultraviolet radiation, which means that they can see very high frequency lights, and these do exist. This is real, right? This is not any pseudoscience or any new age spirituality I'm trying to push on you. This is actually facts, right? And this is the spiritual aspect of the physical world, is what I'm explaining to you, right? And because of the amazing technology that we have today, it says knowledge will be increased on earth. In other words, technology will be increased on the earth. Because of this high advanced technology, we can now see the spiritual aspect of the physical world. Now let's continue to go on. Now, this right here is a scale of the emotions, right? Scale of emotions with different energies, right? So like I said, different emotions play play a part in the vibration. These are brain waves, okay? So when you have lust at the bottom, lust is a very low brain wave. It's the lowest brain wave that you can have. One of the lowest brain waves that you can have. It's one of the lowest brain waves. So it's very, very low frequency. And then you have bliss, freedom, love, and joy. These are very high frequency brain waves, right? Very high frequency brain waves. So lust is even way worse than suffering, guilt, shame, anger, control, right? Lust is the lowest brain wave in the brain. The lowest it's the lowest vibrational brain wave. You know why? Because you're not being grateful for the things that Yahuwah gave you. When you're grateful of things and you're not lusting after other things, then you can experience bliss. You can experience freedom and love. But you can't experience that if you got lust. Lust will mess you up in life more than anything else. People don't realize that, though. This is another one. Now, this one is not as in detail as this one, right? These are more broad terms, but this actually shows you the frequency of different brain waves. So I want you to understand this. Enlightenment. I want you to understand enlightenment is the highest frequency vibration. Whenever you learn something new and you get enlightened, your electromagnetic field radiates very powerfully. So if you're learning something new watching this video right now, you probably have a very purple aura just from watching this video. Enlightenment is 700 plus hertz, while shame is only 20 hertz. Very low frequency. You understand? And this is very true right here. It says, emotions equal energy in motion. Energy vibrates at a certain frequency. The law of vibration activates the law of attraction, and through the law of deservedness, you attract what you send out by the emotions you hold in your body. That's facts. Because if I'm always feeling shame and lust, right? That's the energy I'm going to give out. Let's say lust, for example. If I'm always lusting after, new women and all this other stuff, that's the energy that I'm gonna get. That's the energy that I'm gonna get. You understand? I'm gonna be around other lustful people, around other lustful, in lustful scenes. It's gonna attract me to lustful environments, lustful people, lustful scenes. Now, if I'm always enlightened, if I always like to be enlightened, all my friends, what are they doing? They're talking about smart stuff. They're teaching me things. And that's facts. That's where I am. I'm an enlightenment person. I teach. I like to enlighten others. And guess what? The only friends that I talk to are ones that teach me things as well. You understand? So guess what? They give off enlightenment. I attract enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy that I give off. Therefore, that's the energy that I attract. If you are a person, if you're a person of joy, if you're a happy person, you're gonna you're gonna find that you're gonna be around a lot of happy people. Just through the course of life, you're gonna attract that energy. You understand? That's how it works. And I had to learn this one the hard way. If you, move in pride, which I did, back in 2018, I ain't even gonna lie. When you move in pride, you're going to be around a lot of prideful people, and that's going to be the biggest downfall of your life, because prideful people don't care about you. If your friends are prideful, that means they don't care about you. That's facts. My friend of 3 years, he was my friend for 3 years, he turned on me because of pride. So do you see how that is? Pride will make you turn on your friends, your family, everybody. And if you are prideful yourself, you're going to be around prideful people. And at the end of the day, you're going to be out of relationships, out of friends, because the pride goes before downfall. Nobody loves a prideful person, and prideful people don't love anybody except for themselves. That's the fact. So when you humble yourself, you will experience peace, and you will attract more people, more friends, more good energy friends, good energy people around you. That's a fact, right? But let's continue moving, because that's out of topic. What exactly is meant when people say raise your vibration? See, this is a term that's been used, throughout the New Age, spirituality movement. They be like, raise your vibration. They don't even know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know what it means to raise your vibration. I'm going to explain what it really means, coming from a non-New Age perspective, right? Now, the term raise your vibration is a true term, but you have to actually understand what it's talking about. So let's get into it. So scientifically, within and without, we have a radiant energy field. However, this is truly our ruach, or our spirit. Our napash, soul, is also a part of this energy field. What is your vibration? Vibration is in reference to the frequency of your electromagnetic field. In other words, the intensity of your spirit. So as you can see, these are the 7 different layers of your energy field. So the first layer is your chakra layer. It's just your chakras inside of the body. And they expand throughout until we get to the outside layer, which is the complete aura layer, which is what you see on the outside of a person, if you were able to see auras, right? But our spirit has 7 layers. Like I said, the number 7 doesn't occur naturally in the spectrum of biology or cellular division, as well as the Fibonacci sequence. You don't see the number 7, but you do see the number 7 when we're dealing with space, time, and spirit. And as you can see, here's the prime example of it existing in space and in spirit. Now, it doesn't exist in matter. That's what I'm trying to explain. That's why 7 is a holy number, because it's set apart from the physical world and exists more thoroughly in space, time, and spirit. I explained that in the mathematical breakdown of creation. But we're going to continue on. So this is just a representation of the spirit, how it begins inside and radiates out. Everything has a spirit. Everything has a spirit. Whether the thing be living or non-living, spirit is just energy, right? So even the sun has a visible aura. If you look at the sun, you might see a purple radiate or a blue light around it. That is an aura. That is an energy that the sun is giving off. Now, we're going to talk about things that damage your spirit. In other words, lower your vibration. So these things that I'm going to explain, they actually will weaken the aura around the body, causing it to be weak, causing it to be foggy, or it might put even holes in the aura. Because normally if you have patches in the aura, that means whatever it is uncleanliness. Uncleanliness is the main thing. The main thing that weakens the aura. Uncleanliness weakens the aura to a point where it will have patches and holes in it. And if you have, uncleanliness and you go into the tabernacle, the tabernacle of Moses, where people went in to commune with Yah. If you were unclean, you die, you defile the tabernacle. That's why Yah gave us the clean laws. But let's talk about the other things that damage, that weaken your spirit, lower your vibration, because this is a vibration. You want it to be a high vibration. You want it to look like this. If your vibration is low, it will look like this. So when people say raise your vibration, they're talking about consciousness, but they're not talking about all of these. So let's get into this, how sin actually weakens your vibration. It weakens your spirit, because every type of law that Yah has given us actually literally benefits your mind, body, and soul. So every single law that Yahuwah has given us, every single one of them have an effect on your mind, your body, or your soul in a good way. And not only does it have an effect on that, but it also affects other people sometimes. And it also affects the world. It also makes the world a better place. It also makes the earth a better place. It makes the ecosystem a better place. Everything, like I said in another video, everything Yah commands, everything he does for multiple reasons. If I do something as a human, I do it for a reason. But if Yah does something, he does it for multiple or maybe even infinite reasons. The mind of Yahuwah is so complex that us being of naive understanding as humans, we sometimes look at the things that Yahuwah says and we're like, what? We sometimes look at the things that Yahuwah does and we're like, what? Why? But we don't understand the complexity of his mind. And that's why us as humans cannot question why he does certain things and be like, why will he do that? Because at the end of the day, his thoughts are so high. But here's the thing that you must understand about his laws. Sin will reduce and destroy and damage your spirit. He gave us 7 types of laws. He gave us ceremonial laws. He gave us sex and marriage laws. He gave us cleanliness and purification laws. He gave us dietary laws. He gave us Levitical laws. And he gave us love and morality laws, as well as appearance laws. Those are 7 types of laws he gave us. And that's important because all these laws literally benefit. They have many different benefits, whether it be your body, whether it be your soul, whether it be your mind, whether it be the earth, whether it be other people, whether it be the community, whether it be him himself. They benefit things. None of these laws are without a benefit. That's a fact. Not even the littlest law that you can think of. They all have a benefit. Like, let's deal with, for example, ceremonial laws. Ceremonial laws is the holy days. For example, the Sabbath. 1 day of rest per week is essential for heart health. It reduces the cortisol within the blood exponentially, thus reducing stress and actually boosting your lifespan. Didn't y'all say that his laws will give you a long life? He meant that. Now, that's just the physical aspect of keeping the Sabbath. The spirit is actually benefited by the sleep. It might even be a spiritual exercise in some form, because the spiritual realm of the mind is actually activated in your sleep. That's why you have dreams. So it might be some type of spiritual exercise. So because we have an extra day that we get to sleep due to the Sabbath, right? That actually boosts our spiritual aspect of our lives, because we have another day that the other nations did not have, that we got to literally boost our spirit or access our spiritual realm. Not only that, but men produce testosterone when they sleep. Another extra day of sleep will give men a higher amount of testosterone. Thus, Israelite men would have had an extreme amount of testosterone compared to the nations round about, if we were to keep the Sabbath, which I don't believe we did while we were in the land. I think pretty much the whole time Israelites were in the land, they were slacking off, just like we do today. And it's surprising that Yahuwah still loves us as a people. You know what I'm saying? Because Yahuwah is high vibrational, so his love and forgiveness, it will be all, will be everlasting. So you might ask yourself, why does Yahuwah, he can be so angry. He can be so intensively angry, but at the end of the day, he still loves us. At the end of the day, he will always love us. You can ask why? Because he's a high vibrational being. You want to know how powerful Yahuwah is? Wait till it starts to rain. Wait till you see the storm outside and you see that lightning hit the ground. You know how powerful and quick lightning is? Lightning is so powerful that it shakes the earth for 100 miles around about. Lightning is so powerful that it licks up the dirt off the ground and makes it go up into a cloud. Lightning is so powerful that it causes forest fires. Now that lightning that you see, it's just a hair falling off the head of Yahuwah. That's how powerful Yahuwah is. If you really want to get into it. So this being so powerful, so high vibrational, can easily kill us and still keeps us alive. The wickedness on this earth is extreme, and he still keeps us alive because he has pride in his creation. He loves his creation. He will never do away with it. That's just the facts of the matter. Now, even ceremonial laws like Day of Atonement. Now, fasting is extremely important for overall health. And given the fact that it takes place in the fall, when humans begin storing the most body fat, that only makes Day of Atonement more special because, think about it. Humans store the most body fat in the fall and winter time. And Yahuwah, in the beginning of the fall, he gives us a day to fast. I don't think the people who wrote this knew that because this is a recent discovery, I don't think the people that wrote this knew that humans store more body fat in the winter and the fall to just make up a day. Because they say that the Torah is made up, right? These laws cannot possibly be made up because the benefits are so surreal that a human cannot complexively think, of these things. A human cannot sit up there and say, oh, this is the thing that will benefit this and this and this and this and this. No, Yah is the only one that can actually give such holy and great laws as these. And we see these laws, and sometimes we don't really consider how ingenious these laws are. Like, they're not just any law. If we had a theocracy and everybody did these laws, we would have the best system on this earth. Like, let's say there was a country, right, where everybody did these Torah laws. That country would be flourishing in every single thing that they can possibly flourish in, simply because of these laws. And our ancestors did not understand that, so they did not do those laws. And that's why we're in the state that we're in now as a people. Yah did not give us these laws so he can control us. He gave us these laws so we can control ourselves. Yah did not give us these laws so that he could control us. He gave us these laws so we could control ourselves, so that we can control and take back our happiness. He did not give us these laws to strip us away from our freedom. He gave us these laws so we can have freedom. And people don't see that, so they hate these laws. And that's just the facts of the matter, man. Like real talk. Every single holy day is calculated at the perfect time. You ever wonder why it says, at the 10th day of the 7th month, you should fast. You have a Day of Atonement. At the 14th day of the 1st month, at even, you should have Passover. Eat lamb, bitter herbs. And then for the rest of the week, unleavened bread. Yahuwah gives us these laws to benefit. He knows exactly the right exact time, because our body goes through cycles throughout the year. He knows at the right exact time what to put in your body that will help you at that right exact time to medicinalize you, as well as to boost your spirit, to boost your mind, body, and soul. The lamb, the bitter herbs, the unleavened bread. We might need those essential nutrients at that time because, like I said, our body goes through cycles throughout the year. People don't realize that certain deficiencies are more common in certain seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like sodium deficiency is more common in the summertime, right? So that's just an example that I'm going to give you. So with that being said, Yahuwah knows these things, and he gives us laws concerning these things for the matter, and they all benefit our mind, our body, and our soul. Now, let's get into, the sex and marriage laws, all those laws, because if you understand soul ties, if you understand the science of how every body that a woman has, the DNA from the sperm actually travels up the spinal cord into her brain, stays in her brain, and affects her emotions. It can lead to bipolar disorder. It can lead to all kinds of things if a woman has too many bodies, right? If you understand the scientific aspect of how during sex, we have an actual soul tie with people, you will understand why he gives us these laws. You will understand why Yahuwah will prefer, a man to marry a virgin. Because the blood of the broken hymen will be absorbed into the sensitive skin of the man's penis and scrotum. And that's actually a surge of life force energy into that man's spirit. As well as the same time of the wedding ceremony, when the young couple is finally married and they seal the deal with sex. At that same time, the man will release seed into the woman, into his newly wed bride. And that seed is a surge of life force energy into the woman. So we got a surge of life force energy into the man, as well as a surge of life force energy into the woman. Thus, their spirits are now intertwined. And the chance of that they get divorced will be extremely low at that point. The man's brain will never be the same after that. The woman's brain will never be the same after that. Yahuwah knows exactly what he's doing with these sex and marriage laws. He knows exactly what he's doing. They benefit the mind, the body, and the soul. And then we got the cleanliness and the purification laws. Because when you're unclean, your vibration literally looks like this. And I can tell you, like the friend that I talked to, he sees these. He sees your aura. He sees your electromagnetic field. Yahuwah just blessed him with that gift. All praises to Yahuwah of hosts. And he said that whenever he's unclean, he looks in the mirror, he sees this. But whenever he's clean, he looks in the mirror and sees this. When he is unclean, he takes a bath with water. It turns from this to this in a few hours. Just like what scripture says. It's literally facts. Guys, I'm not making this up. I'm really not making this up. And he gave us cleanliness laws as well as purification laws. He wants things to be pure. He doesn't want you mixing linen and wool, because if you mix linen and wool, you actually cut off the electromagnetic field of your entire body, and you won't even have an aura around you at all, because those two frequencies are 5,000 hertz each, and if you put them together, they cancel out into 0 hertz, which literally damages your spirit extremely. I made a video about linen and wool, exactly why Yahuwah said don't do it, right? And he said don't make hybrid plants, don't mix different seeds together, because they'll be defiled. Their vibration will be dead. That you won't see an electromagnetic field around a plant that's been hybridized. Like if I mix an apple and a peach together to make some strange hybrid, it's gonna be defiled. He said you will defile your food. You will make it unclean. It will have no vibration. You have an unclean fruit, an unclean vegetable, or whatever, if you hybridize plants. Now, a lot of plants that they say they're hybrids, like broccoli and kale and all that, that's not literally hybrids. People got to understand the terminology that scientists use sometimes. When people say broccoli is a hybrid, for example, it's not really a hybrid. There was 2 types of wild cabbage plants, because kale, broccoli, everything of the brassicaria family, they'll tell you is a hybrid, right? But let me tell you, those are actually not hybrids. Those are just effects of thousands of years of natural selection and selective breeding. It's just selectively bred to look different. Animals and plants can be selectively bred to look different. A watermelon 500 years ago did not look like the watermelons of today, right? Because they are selectively bred to look different. They got people lying and say, "Oh, broccoli is made in lab, and kale is made in lab. All these plants are made in lab." No, they're not. Now let's deal with laws about. Let's deal with the dietary laws, right? The dietary laws. The dietary laws benefit the body extremely because pork is bad for your health. That's completely honest. That's obvious. But did you know it's not just about the body with these animals? It's also the mind and the soul, the spiritual aspect as well. Pigs have a specific spirit that they operate on, right? And if you eat their flesh, even after they're dead, they still emit default and electric energy, which is also spirit. And when you eat that, you are putting that inside of your body. Thus, it actually intertwines with your spirit. Now, if a person eats pig, what will happen to them is they will be greedy as well, and they will eat everything that they see. You understand? And they will tend to be obese. And pigs are greedy, they're nasty, unsanitary. There's a lot of things about them. The animals that split the hoof and chew the cud, they have very good spirits. But the simple matter of it is, yes, the spirit of an animal, even after it's dead, can influence our spirit. That's why Yahuwah said, do not eat a bull that is violent. If any bull kills a person, do not eat his flesh. And the reason being is because if you do eat a bull that kills somebody, you will take on that spirit of aggressiveness and violence. That's a fact. You understand? That's a fact. Now, with Levitical laws, like the priest laws and the sacrifices, the things that the priest had to wear, that's all about vibration, frequency. For example, the priest, everything that the priest had to wear, right? If you look at the garments that the priest had to wear, every single thing was high vibrational. Lining is extremely high vibrational. All the cloth he wore was lining, right? And then on top of that, the colors that he was wearing, red, purple, and blue, that combination is a very high vibrational frequency, right? And then on top of that, he wore 12 different crystals, which are extremely high vibration. One of those crystals are quartz. Quartz has the highest frequency out of every substance on the earth. Outside of those crystals, they're in a plate of gold, which is a high superconductor of energy and electricity, very high frequency material. He has a crown of gold on his head as well, and he has bells on the bottom, the hem of his garment near his fringes. Those bells, they ring when he walks into the tabernacle, and that ringing is just another vibration, another high frequency, right? So everything on his body, everything that the priest wears is high frequency. He has to have a high vibration when walking into the tabernacle, walking into the temple, walking into the Holy of Holies. Now, if the priest did not have these garments on and he walked into the Holy of Holies, he died. He dropped dead like a fly on the spot. Why? Because the Holy of Holies is a room full of gamma radiation. Gamma radiation is what we call radioactive energy, which kills a person. And if it's extremely radioactive, it kills a person on the spot. Now, the reason why it's radioactive is because the Spirit of Yah itself actually dwelt in that small, compressed, concentrated room. Now, the Spirit of Yah is extremely powerful, extremely energetic. If we were to give it on an electromagnetic spectrum, it would be a gamma ray, or, in Al Yan, the Most High will be an ultra gamma ray, something that will kill you that you cannot even look at, right? You can't even look at the Most High. So that's the ultra gamma ray, but Yahuwah himself is a gamma ray. Like I said, all these laws are given for a reason. So if you're going to be around something high vibrational, you got to be wearing high vibrational clothing. And on top of the priest's skin, he had to have what? Oil. Very high frequency, anointing oil of high frequency plants. Nothing. And now you look at the sacrifices. People look at this and like, what the hell? They understand it. And a lot of sensitive people don't like those laws about sacrificing animals. Don't be sensitive if you eat meat. If you eat meat and you say sacrifice is bad, if you think animal sacrifice is bad, don't even eat meat, because the priest ate the meat after they sacrificed it to Yah. So if the only problem that you have about animal sacrifice is the fact that they killing the animal, then don't eat meat, because a lot of these people will literally eat a burger while online talking about animal sacrifice is cruel. How? If you actually read how they killed the animals, you will see that they killed in a very humane way. They broke the animal's neck, thus paralyzing it of all pain, right? Immediately, the animal did not see it coming. They just broke the animal's neck, which would paralyze the animal. They wouldn't feel anything. And then they proceeded to cut his neck and let it bleed out. So the animal did not even know what was going on. You understand? At all. Now, around the world, in other cultures, when they killed an animal, they did not break the animal's neck. They just, killed it by cutting its throat, and the animal will feel every single piece of pain that happened. But our culture, because Yahuwah of hosts gave us certain instructions, Yahuwah said, no, don't cut the animal's throat. He'll feel all that pain. Break his neck first. You understand? So with that being said, Yahuwah of hosts gave us such perfect laws, and we literally is like, oh, these are cruel. Whole time, like I said, you are on a very low vibrational mindset. Raise it up. Yahuwah's thoughts are higher than your thoughts, right? So certain animals atoned for certain sins, for certain situations, because they gave off certain vibrations. Certain sins give off certain vibrations. And the Yahuwah also commanded us to give him a certain combination of incenses of different plants, because he needs this certain vibration. If it is wrong, you die. Just like Nadab and Abihu offered strange incense before Yahuwah, incense that Yahuwah did not command, and they died on the spot, because it combined with the spirit of Yahuwah, created an ultra gamma radiation, which killed them immediately on the spot. Now, certain plants he wanted offered up, certain types of bread, oil, salt. If you actually read the priestly laws and why he said, sprinkle the blood upon the altar a certain amount of times, it's all about vibration. It's all about spirit. It's all about energy. You have to actually understand those things. When you understand those things, you will see exactly how Yahuwah's laws are completely perfect, right? Those laws benefited the priests, raised their vibration and everything, and, dealing with that. Now we also have laws about neighborly love and morality. These are laws of how to treat other people. Now, these laws are more based on morality, doing the right thing, but also these laws will raise the vibration of humanity if everybody did them. Imagine if everybody in the world helped one another. Imagine if everybody on earth gave to one another, fed the orphans, fed the fatherless, fed the widows and the homeless. Imagine everybody on earth honored their mother and father. Imagine everybody on earth loved their neighbor as themselves, right? Then if everybody on earth did that, half the problems, not half the problems, 90% of the problems facing the world would just go away. Thus, people would just be happier, right? They will be experiencing peace, bliss, which is high frequency brain waves in the mind, right? So with that being said, everybody will have a high vibration just if everybody did those laws that Yahuwah gave us about love your neighbor as yourself. Do you understand what I'm telling you? All these laws play a part in the vibration and the mind, body, and spirit of the world, right? So even the appearance laws, people don't understand appearance laws. Why y'all tell you not to make any incisions, cuts in your flesh? Why Yahuwah tells you not to cut the size of your beard as a man? Why Yahuwah tells women not to wear a man's garment and a man not to put on a woman's garment? Because everything has a vibration. Everything has its own frequency, right? Women's garments give off feminine energy. Men's garments give off masculine energy. If a man's putting on feminine energy, that's going to cause an imbalance in that man. Literally, it's just an abomination to Yahuwah. It's not how he ordained it. You understand? There's no reason why a person with testosterone and an XY chromosome should put on woman's clothing, right? And at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, why did y'all tell men not to shave the sides of their beard? Why would he tell us that? Well, number one, because when we were in the land, we were surrounded by Canaanites. And Canaanites, they shaved the sides of their beard because they thought it was unclean to have the sides of your beard growing. We just left Mizraim, and the pharaohs, they would shave the sides of their beard because they wanted to look clean. And, the point of the matter is, Yahuwah did not want us looking like the nations. He wanted us looking natural. He wanted us looking like how he created us to look. And how Yahuwah created us to look as men is to have a full beard. He wanted men to have full beards. It represents power, because the older a man gets, the longer his beard will get. It will show, if a man has a long, big beard, that will show right away that man he probably has a lot of wisdom, a lot of money, a lot of wealth, a lot of, experience in life, a bigger status. While if a person has a small beard like me, I'm only 20 years old, he's just getting to experience the world as it is, right? So the beard means a lot of things. But let me tell you one thing. People don't realize this. Now, here's the body aspect of it. Shaving the sides of your beard actually causes harm to the body. And we're going to explain that. Now, as an Israelite man, you have very coarse Negro hair. If you keep shaving the sides of your beard, you will have ingrown hairs. You will have razor bumps. You will have all these improper, nasty things that Yahuwah did not, purpose to exist upon your face. Now, that's just one thing. Right? But here's another thing, right? This is something that people do not think of. Every hair on your body is actually connected to a certain nerve. Your hair is actually an extension of your nervous system. And when people say that, they really mean it. It's actually a fact that your hair is an extension of your nervous system. Have you ever pulled a hair in a certain body part and felt pain in another body part? This is because your hair is connected to your nervous system. If you pull the hair out, you will feel pain because the follicle of your hair, the root of your hair, is literally connected to the nerves in the dermis layer of the skin. And that's important that we must understand, right? So the hair on the side of the face is actually connected to the cerebellum of the brain, which is the bottom, the back bottom part of the brain, which connects to the brain stem in the neck. Now, the cerebellum of the brain is a very important part of the brain that has to do with speech, has to do with balance, hand-eye coordination, as well as motor skills, right? So these things are very important for a man. A man should be able to speak. A man should have motor skills. A man should have very good hand-eye coordination. A man should have very good balance. The cerebellum is actually also connected directly to the throat chakra, which again, throat chakra correlates to speech. And the beard around the mouth and the side of the face it attracts that energy into the throat chakra, which will allow you to be a good speaker. Now, as a man, it's important that we use words to control our situation around us. If you want to, break up a fight, you have to know the exact words to say as a man. If you want to incite and motivate, you have to know the exact words to say as a man. If you want to, teach and educate, you want to know the exact words to say as a man. And the cerebellum of the brain, which connects to the throat chakra, these things all play a part. And certain hairs on my side of my head, if I pull them up and down like a light switch, I will actually feel discomfort in the cerebellum of my brain. Now, the cerebellum of the brain, it absorbs energy from the outside world, from the hairs on the side of the head. Israelite men, we are already more athletic than any other race of man on the earth. We're better fighters and everything else. But if we were to grow the hairs on the sides of our head, on our beard, it just simply boosted it just a little bit. Israelite warriors were the best warriors because we had a lot of hair. That hair picks up vibration, picks up frequency from the outside world. We know what our enemy would do before he did it. If we were in a combat state, if we were in hand-to-hand combat with another person, if he's about to strike left, we knew it. We felt it. We sensed the vibration that came from the other guy, and we had a left guard. Then we took our knife, stabbed him right in the throat, killed that person. Good combat comes from what? Masculine energy. And masculine energy is completely increased when you grow your beard. That's a fact. And even when you cut yourself, Yahuwah doesn't want you cutting yourself. You know, when you cut yourself, make incisions in your flesh, tattooing your flesh, you are digging into the body. And especially if you have blood coming out, you are literally leaking your life force energy. You're literally leaking your spirit out onto your, which obviously lowers your vibration, right? So that's one thing. But notice I've just been talking about how sin lowers your vibration, and this long thing I've been talking about sin. But negative thoughts are just a very low frequency brain waves. Of course, they have a big impact on your aura. Now, uncleanliness, like I said, when you're unclean, your vibration will look like this. It's very, very important to stay clean, to have a high vibration. Alcohol will seriously damage your vibration. Now, just like the Nazarites were not allowed to drink alcohol because Nazarites have to have a high vibration. Nazarites, they cannot touch unclean things. They cannot cut their hair. They cannot and they cannot drink wine, because these three things lower the frequency of the vibration. You have to have a high vibration if you want to be holy unto Yah. If you want to be holy unto Yah, your energy gotta look like this, right? So, with that being said, alcohol, it destroys the vibration. The priests were not allowed to drink alcohol when they were on duty, right? When they were ministering unto Yahuwah, because why? That lowers your vibration. You gotta have a high vibration. You entering into the temple, the tabernacle. So gluttony, when you eating too much things, that lowers your vibration completely. Sickness lowers your vibration because it destroys the electromagnetic field of the body. Lust, right? Lust is a very low frequency brainwave. Wool plus linen, that completely destroys the bioelectric field of the body completely. Soul ties via sex. If you have a lot of soul ties, guess what? That will destroy the electromagnetic frequency of the body. And also pride, right? Pride, that will completely mess up your electromagnetic frequency, your light. You know you have a very good frequency, a very good energy when people are naturally drawn to you. Prideful people, lustful people, them lustful. You ever just met somebody who just always talking about sex, always talking about some booty, always talking about some breasts? You don't really want to hang around those people. You don't want to bring your children around those people. You know what I'm saying? And people are just prideful, always like narcissist people. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be around those people. Those people don't have a light. They don't attract people. They don't draw people close to them. You know what I'm saying? Now, me personally, I attract people. People always talk to me. People always want to associate themselves with me, right? Because I have a high vibration. But now here's some things that restore your spirit, raise your vibration: righteousness, positive thoughts, cleanness, sobriety, health, fasting, gratitude, pure wool or pure linen, sexual purity, humility, and prayer. Right? Prayer rises it up completely. Prayer is one of the best things you can do. I pray 7 times a day. It's really, really good for you. Growing hair long, that's another one. Society, they always talk about black people hair. They always want us to hate our hair, right? But our hair is the most high frequency vibration hair texture out of all races. And another thing, black men, they'll tell us, you shouldn't have long hair. That's feminine. It's actually really masculine. You know what I'm saying? Because Samson, 2 strong men in scripture had very long hair. People don't know about Samuel, how Samuel was also a Nazarite. And Samuel went up to King Agag and ripped his body in half. Just by bare hands. No weapon. He just walked up to King Agag of the Amalekites and just literally ripped his body in half. And Samuel was an old man at the time. Samuel had very long hair. It raises the vibration completely. Now, here's another thing: barefoot earthing on grounding. When you will raise your frequency by doing that, because you will absorb the frequency of the earth. The plants. If you're walking in grass, grass has a very high vibration, and you will literally raise your frequency by that. And also meditation will raise your frequency. Here's one thing that I left off: sunlight will raise your frequency, just because the sun has a higher frequency than anything else that exists with us on this earth. So if you're in the sun, if you notice, it changes your emotion, your mental state, everything. Your body starts feeling better, everything. Without that sunlight, our mood gets weird, right? So sun plays a big part in everything: mind, body, and soul. So you're going to get more sunlight, that will actually raise your frequency as well. So guys, I hope you enjoy this long video. But shalom, ubaraka, mispaka.